got Yeehaw Beer and Old Smoky Moonshine on tap. We got Monday Night Football coming up between the Bengals and the Browns, and we've got the coach.
Hey.
We've got number 27. We have the Renaissance man, Eddie George, in the house.
Yes.
Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you. Happy Halloween.
Happy
Halloween, everybody. Yes.
I went big for Halloween this year.
You know what? I saw the pictures, man. Tom Cruise. How
Well,
about that? Top Gun.
Yeah, I went with a shaved
Maverick.
and went as Maverick, and, we'll see how long it takes me to grow the beard back.
Can you pull up the pictures of that? I mean, you're spot on Maverick. I mean, it is uncanny.
We should put it on the big screen,
is
that
what
you're
you're
saying?
Screen. Yes.
Maybe by the end of the night we can have it up there.
You know, I didn't wear my costume.
I was wondering if I should text you and ask you if we were doing that or not.
Yeah, we should have. It would have been good to.
So you're into Halloween?
Oh, I love Halloween. It's candy time. It's all the horror, the Halloween trilogy. The originals are great. This other stuff is a little over the top, but I agree. I enjoy it though. Yeah.
But the psychological thrillers are what gets me, not the Michael Myers stuff. Like, you ever seen the movie The Strangers?
No, I haven't.
Where the couple goes to the cabin and then, like, people come out of, like, the closet and stuff where they've been waiting on them, like in the hallway, and you just see them while they're doing dishes. That freaks me out more than Michael Myers walking down with a knife.
Well, the music for Michael Myers is pretty menacing.
It's classic.
You hear that? That's different. Amityville Horror, though. That Omen.
True story, though, right?
The Omen, Amityville Horror, okay,
Yeah.
The Exorcist. Those are the top three scariest movies of all time. That 70s feel. It's very real. You're right on borderline. Like, this could possibly happen. Like, those freak me out.
Anything
I can't
that starts
watch
with based on true events.
Based on true events.
Doesn't mean that everything's accurate.
Right.
But it's still, mentally, it messes with me.
It messes with you, yeah.
Scream, though. Like, that was my era. Scream 1 and 2 for Halloween.
Hocus
Pocus was a go-to.
I never saw Hocus Pocus.
Oh, Hocus Pocus 2's out now, so you got to go see that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, they showed it here on the big screen last week.
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus.
Okay, I have to check that out.
A double feature here on the big screen.
I'll have to check that out. But great weekend of football. My son Eric, they finished off an undefeated season at Montgomery Bell Academy. Yes. Got it's a big Red fans in the house. The Titans went on to win yesterday the big way without their guy Tannehill.
Right.
First-time starter.
No.
Malik Willis.
They were not without their guy.
Oh, well, you know what I'm saying. But
the King was in uniform.
The King, listen, he did it in grand fashion. The 219, 34 carries. Saw a lot of 8-man fronts. I mean, listen, that to me is a masterpiece of a game. And no matter who you're playing in the league, you're going to have, everybody you play is going to be good. But when you become one-dimensional and you know it and you still impose your will that way, hey, that's Titan football right
there.
So
let's kick off with Titans.
Yes.
I was talking with some friends back here, and they were asking me about his dominance against the Texans. And I said, I'm going to ask Eddie about his dominance against the Browns. Mm-hmm. You know what that's like.
Yes.
Well, and he certainly feels the same thing. No matter what defense he's facing, they know where the offense is going through.
Yes.
And that was certainly the case with you, too.
Mm-hmm.
But you also know that you're going to get yours against certain opponents before the game even kicks off.
Yes.
And that's certainly what he feels like against Houston and Jacksonville.
Oh, he owns them.
That was the case for you against Cleveland.
He absolutely owns both teams. I think he has I don't think he's had a 100-yard game against the Texans. It's always been a 200-yard game.
Yeah, the last four times.
Last four times,
straight.
right?
Yes.
Same thing almost with Jacksonville.
Yes.
So he owes a lot. If he goes into the Hall of Fame one day, he should thank the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars, their defenses.
I was going to name some of their players, but I can't.
I can't either.
They'll be in attendance.
Those should be in attendance. But no, Derek, well-deserved. Broke the franchise record for most touchdowns in grand fashion. And he's only going to get better. I think as the season wears on, you're going to see number 22 just start taking over games much like he did, 2 years ago in crunch time.
I don't know if people realize how difficult what he's done and accomplished is, because you surpassed Earl Campbell. Mm-hmm. Henry just surpassed you. Mm-hmm. And he's done this in about a 5-year span.
Yeah.
put into context what he's done and the level he's playing at weekly for this team and this offense.
Oh, God. It's an elite level, and it's consistent. I mean, you've had spikes in this league. You can look at guys like maybe a Larry Johnson, who has had a 2 or 3 year run, a Priest Holmes. I can't think of anybody else on the top of my head that's had an explosive Terrell Davis. He's had a
Hall of Famer
who's had MVP seasons, rushing titles, and so forth. You could put him in that category because of the explosive runs that he's had, how dynamic he is, and quite frankly, he's unstoppable. And a lot of that, up front, they're really solid up front. You've got to have the offensive line. But, again, when you are taking care of the unblocked defender consistently, that's saying something. And to amass that amount of touchdowns in a short period of time is legendary. And kudos to Derek and really the organization for continuing to surround him with the right pieces. And that's very important as well.
Hindsight here, I wish it would have happened against the Colts because you were there.
Mm-hmm.
You would have been at Nissan Stadium, and we could have seen you interact with him in person instead of over the phone.
Yeah, and I shot him over the phone. I shot him didn't shoot him a video. It was a FaceTime, and said hello to him and congratulated him on the spot. And, records are made to be broken. I've been watching over the last 5 years, my records go down between college and professional, so it's all good,
But he's doing it in an era where we were told that the run game was old school and you can't have a winning formula doing that.
Just ask Green Bay.
I know
that question. Ask
the league this year that question.
Yeah, you're seeing what Dallas, their formula. You're seeing what Philadelphia is doing. You're seeing. But who else is there at this point in time? Dallas. I said Dallas already. We're just seeing a lot of and with Tampa Bay struggling because they don't have a run game. They can't, and it's exposing Tom. Without that play action. So. We don't have that threat of a guy that can move the chains and stay ahead of the chains. They can turn out 4 or 5 yards and takes the pressure off the quarterback position. That's what you run into. So you're seeing Aaron struggle. You're seeing Tom struggle. Those teams that don't have a running game and relying on the pass are going to struggle from this point on because we are approaching November where the weather changes. It's championship football, and you've got to be able to dominate the trenches. And the Titans have the perfect formula for that.
Hit us up with your questions and comments. You can join us at 615-737-1025. Our number to join Eddie George live on 1025 The Game this evening.
I think we're going to take some from the audience, too.
Yes, we do. We've got a mic set up as well.
So please feel free to ask any question you want.
Yes, we have Michelle is here. Yes, perfect. We'll crank it up here with the microphone momentarily. Hit us up again with your thoughts. The phone lines are open here as well. 615-737-1025. So what'd you tell Henry? You said records are made to be broken.
No, I told him congratulations. I said, man, he's dominant. Proud of him. He's got a lot more to go. I think again, he's really in his prime. He's not on the downslide like most people think. In this league, especially that he's only played in 8 games last year and almost had 1,000 yards. The fact that he has now rested those 8 games, he's going to come back even stronger.
Eddie, he played in 8 games, and I believe he was 8th or 9th in rushing last year.
Yes, overall.
It's crazy.
He would have obliterated Eric Dickerson's single-season rushing record. Obliterated. I mean, that's what he was on pace to do. Just that. I mean, I think it was something crazy like 2,200.
Yeah, it was close.
And
then he was going to surpass the carries mark too. Most carries in a season.
Yes. So that's the Titans formula. How long that'll last, who knows? But exceptional defense. You can't discredit that. Special teams were outstanding, and they put Malik Willis in a position where he didn't have to make didn't lose the game for him. He can manage the game effectively.
6 completions.
Manage the game effectively, right?
It was a close final score. The game was not close.
Right.
Not close.
Now, you can argue and say, well, what happens when they step outside the footprint of the AFC South? Will that
I'll argue
translate?
That.
And the answer to that is probably not. I mean, when you're playing against the Philadelphia, when you're going up against the Kansas City, when you're playing those teams, the Buffalo Bills that can score, you have to have an offense that can match point for point. And that's kind of where we are with that.
Well, especially in the postseason. You have to be able to win different ways in the postseason. Because in the postseason, most of the time, the opposing coordinator is going to take away your best option.
Yeah, well.
And then you've got to have a counterpunch. And we've seen that with Derek in the postseason the last 2 years especially.
Yeah, I mean, he's been the guy. And we'll see when that happens. But to me, the Bills are head and shoulders above every other team in the league right now because they can do it all. They can play defense. They can play special teams. They can throw it. They can run it effectively, both effectively. They play at home. They can do it on the road. They're unflappable. Their confidence is sky high. I just think that they're the most complete dominant football team in the league today.
And today is the 1-year anniversary of Henry's injury. Halloween in Indy last year.
Wow.
And now I feel like we saw for the first time this season the lateral movement where he's been close in recent games, close. And I felt like yesterday we saw him laterally allow to get out of some tackles, some missed tackles. Maybe that's the Texans. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I saw more explosion where I think he's been there really, really close to breaking one. And I thought yesterday we saw that maybe a year later we're seeing him turn the corner from the foot injury.
Yeah, you see, I mean, that takes time. I mean, I had my toe surgery when I played, and it took me a full year to recover from that. And it compounded with other injuries, and it just took away my gait and confidence as a runner. And that takes time for it to come back. So you have to allow him. But the knockoff, 219 with 34 carries is remarkable. It really is.
TSUTigers.com/tickets is where you can go and grab some tickets for this weekend's game. You've got Saturday's game kickoff at 5 o'clock, Family Day. Use the promo code FAM4, FAM4, to receive 4 tickets for $49. And you can go to TSUTigers.com/tickets for more information. We'll preview that game. We'll review last week's game for TSU, and we'll look around the college football and NFL landscape as well. Phone lines are available, 615-737-1025. And we've got a live mic in the audience tonight. So we will pass it around. We'll get some questions going from the audience, from those who have been with us every week. And if you're just traveling through town, hey.
Ask a question.
Yeah, chances are you're a Buckeyes fan because there are Buckeyes fans here every week, Eddie.
Yeah, at that table. That sounded beautiful helmet. Beautiful Buckeye. You put it up. How red. They need to come out with a rendition of that. I think that's sweet. I love that helmet right there.
I'm going to talk about your Buckeyes later with Penn State.
They're awful good.
They're really good.
Yeah. And a big weekend coming up for UT.
Tennessee and Georgia.
Hey, I'm going to admit this.
Go ahead.
Ohio, listen, outside of TSU, I'm a big college football fan, really a football fanatic all over. Number one is my Buckeyes.
Right.
But then I adopt a team every year that I enjoy watching and I root for. And believe it or not, UT is that team for me. I love the Vols. I love who they are. I love the fact that they brought back on the stadium the old Vols, the VOLS.
It looks great.
It looks great. Everything about it.
It's picturesque.
It's picturesque.
They updated the stadium without making it it doesn't feel like they went over the top modern with it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's still holding on to that with the old school feel.
There's nostalgia to it.
Right, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. But I just love how they play. I love what they're doing up there with good defense.
Hey.
The offense has been explosive, and in between the hedges this week is going to be a great game. And no matter who loses this ball game, they should not drop out the top 5. I don't care.
In the college football playoff
rankings. They should not.
The playoff rankings come out tomorrow night officially, the first edition of that. I think it will look a bit different than the AP Top 25 today. I'll give you my thoughts there, too.
Yep.
And we should talk Heisman as well.
Yes.
Because there are Heisman moments in the season And Hendon Hooker has it. He had it already against Bama, head-to-head against the current winner. And coming up, I'll get your take on.
Oh, this weekend.
Yes.
He can, I wouldn't say seal the deal, but he can be 90% of the way there.
Well, because after this, and I know you don't count anything yet, but he could pad some stats after this game. If he
can pass, but he has his Heisman moment. He really had his Heisman moment against Alabama.
Right.
Now he can lock it in with a great showing against Georgia, and then really support it with the games thereafter. You know, whether a win would help, but a close loss with outstanding stats, and back in that with.
I mean, Bryce lost to A&M last year.
Right. So it's still possible for him. He doesn't necessarily have to win, but if he looks good in this game, I think it could be his to lose.
It's the Eddie George Show, presented by Xander Insurance and by the Low T Center. Cheers.
Cheers, my
Always great to be with you. Again, coming up, your phone calls. And speaking of the Low T Center, if you need your annual health exam, I recommend going to Low T Center to get all of your complete health assessments. They're going to check all your levels, not just your T level. In most cases, it's completely covered by your health insurance. And if you don't have insurance, health insurance there that you know of that you can verify, it's less than $100 for a full lab panel with Low T Center. More at lowtcenter.com. And an office visit with their medical provider is going to give you the complete health assessment, the physical, all of it. Low T Center specializes in men's health. It makes it quick and easy for you. Again, even verifying your insurance on site. If you don't live near a Low T Center, and chances are, if you're listening right now, you do. If you just need the convenience of an at-home treatment, Low T Center makes it easy to get started on treatment. Only your first 2 visits are in person. You can visit lowtcenter.com to book online. That's lowtcenter.com, lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
As a roofer, I don't have time to fail. Homeowners rely on me, so I rely on Beacon. Beacon's unique network of branches work together to get me what I need when I need it. Every branch working together. And with the new Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the latest power tool in roofing. Searching, ordering, tracking. Plus the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips. Go to BECN.com to get started building with Beacon. Beacon, always building.
The final matchup of the Tennessee basketball team's 3-game series with Colorado is coming to Nashville. Don't miss the Tennessee Volunteers versus the Colorado Buffaloes at Bridgestone Arena Sunday, November 13th. Be there to witness your Volunteers in action as they look to run their all-time record against Colorado to 5-0. Sunday, November 13th, Bridgestone Arena. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Presented by Red Cap.
Hey, it's Jared from my official sportsbook app, the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Football season is underway, so now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000. That's free bets back if your first bet doesn't win if you sign up with the promo code JGM. FanDuel has all of your favorite bets, from the money line to point spreads to player props, and you can combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with the same game parlay. Get paid and get your winnings fast. All in an app that's safe, secure, and easy to use.
Derrick Henry versus the Chiefs. Intriguing matchup.
So sign up today with the promo code JGM for your no-sweat first bet. That's promo code JGM. And make every moment more this season with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the National Football League. 21 and older and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only, and your refund is issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions do apply. Please see terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Please call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
This is the Eddie George Show on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and The Game Nashville app.
Got my wife Claire checking in, Eddie. As we come back on the Eddie George Show, we just had about 10 trick-or-treaters at the house.
Oh, nice.
How about that?
Now, what kind of candy are you giving out?
She's in charge of all that.
Oh.
But I've seen it. Like, it's legit. You know.
Okay, let's go there. Let's go there. And this is a question for the audience as well. Give me your top 5 Halloween candies.
Snickers, number 1. Number 1.
I see some head shaking, though.
That was the prize. Butterfinger.
Reese's Cup, Butterfinger.
Reese's,
okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
After that, I wanted the Bubblicious chewing gum.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay.
Bubblicious chewing gum. Okay.
And then maybe an upset. I'm not sure. I'm also, I don't hate candy corn. A lot of people do.
Ah, that's the worst.
I don't hate candy corn.
Candy corn is disgusting. But go ahead.
That's 5. That's
five.
my top 5. I'm going Snickers, Butterfinger, and then all bets are off after
I'm
that.
going to go with peanut M&Ms.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to follow it up with a Kit Kat. Kit Kat fans?
Kit Kat was
Okay. Twix.
Twix is ahead of Kit Kat for me.
Okay, Twix. Then I'm going to go with, the chewy drops, the gum, the candy drops. They're the dots. Dots.
Oh, Dots, yes.
Dots.
See, I like Dots, too.
No Dots? Are you kidding me?
I like
Let's
Dots,
hear
too.
The Dots. And then I'm going to come back with it's a tie with the whatchamacallit.
No, you can't tie. Come on.
This
We
is
don't
my
believe
show.
in ties
It's a
here.
tie and tie. This is my show.
This is not the NFL. This is college. Let's go.
It's either whatchamacallit or Nestle's Crunch. One or two.
Oh, I would go with whatchamacallit.
Whatchamacallit?
I'm trying to think through it
Whatchamacallits
here.
are underrated and never appreciated.
What about Heath Bar?
I'm not a fan of Heath Bar. I'm surprised.
Man.
I would take a Mr. Good Bar over
You and I like everything exactly the same except for candy. That's what I've just learned here.
Man, you said Snickers and what else? Reese's Pieces?
No, Snickers and then Butterfinger. Reese's is right there, too.
Butterfinger. Show Butterfinger fans.
Absolutely.
Butterfinger?
Yes.
What? That is
Man, I would eat that until I got sick, and then I would keep eating it.
That's just too much. That's just too much. Kit Kat to me is top 2. If you're not rocking with a cold
I feel
Kit Kat,
like I'm also talking to a guy that would give up candy in a heartbeat based on your health regimen.
Yeah, occasionally, but my go-tos are peanut M&Ms. Technically, that's not a candy bar, but we'll throw that in there. But Kit Kats and Twix, that's my go-to.
Hey, our go-to here at 6 and Peabody, C-Wiz is here, making it happen.
Yes, indeed.
He's got
ones and twos.
got the music going throughout the show, pre, post, the whole deal. You can join us at 6 and Peabody. We've got Monday Night Football coming up tonight, Bengals and Browns. Hit us up on the phones, 615-737-1025, 737-1025. Let's go out to the audience. Titan shirt, Titleist hat. Yes, sir. Welcome.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Eddie.
Eddie. Hey, Eddie.
Edward.
Do you go by Edward or Eddie?
Edwin is actually my
Edwin.
given name.
But
yeah,
right.
I go by Eddie. One M&M I disagree with you on, though, is Superior is pretzel M&Ms.
I've never
Compared
had
to
them.
the
No.
peanut.
I don't think I've ever had them.
That's one that we disagree
pretzel.
with.
We're not doing raisin M&Ms. We're not doing none of that nonsense. That's that millennial nonsense. No, it's peanut M&Ms, not pretzel M&Ms.
This
I
is
do
his
so-
show. Edwin, this is his show.
Right. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Now, my question, Eddie, you as an offensive-minded guy, offensive coach, what do we got to do to help Tannehill and Henry out here with opening up the passing game? Whether it's getting the receivers different schemed or involving more of the tight ends. I'd like to know your opinion on that.
I think it's a little bit of both, Edwin. You got to find receivers that you can trust in key situations. Trying to stretch the ball downfield and finding that. I was watching A.J. Brown yesterday and almost make your heart sink because you saw the threat that he is and the plays that he can make, and that's what they're missing right now that can really make this offense flourish. But it's going to take for that somebody out of that position group to be consistent and to stretch the field. I don't think there's anybody on the outside that you feel like can take the top off of defense. Is that the top end speed that can stretch the field, or they've got a bunch of guys that can make possession plays, and that's okay for the offense they want to run in terms of run offense. But if you're talking about being a true threat in the playoffs and competing with Kansas City, competing with the Bills, you're going to have to find that deep threat that can take the top off of defense, and nobody has emerged in that way. Now, that's not to say that they can't, but they have to find that guy has to step up at some point in time during the course of the season.
And Traylon Burks is, I think, a week away from being able to come back.
And that's going to be a huge deal. I mean, he's a big body. He can run. He can catch. He can make the hard catches.
Yeah.
And he has to get his confidence going in that direction. And he's got to find the chemistry with Tannehill. But there, and that to me takes about, on a short-term basis, about 4 to 5 weeks to really build that chemistry in season. I mean, that's done over time, of course, when you're in the off season and so forth. But as of right now, I think it's about a 4 or 5 week process before we can really see the growth of that at that position and the chemistry between both quarterback and the receiver.
The thing about missing AJ is not just the numbers on the paper; it's the moments in the game. Like it's not quantity of catches; it's the quality that he brought to the offense. Where the offense was still going through Henry, but the San Francisco game last year, Thursday night, he comes back. Yes, he comes back from injury.
Yes.
And
it's like
it's 3rd and 23 or whatever it was, and he's got like a 45-yard reception that he had no business catching, but he's got it.
He makes those plays.
And then you flip field position at worst. You're not backed up anymore. They don't have that
and
guy.
Shift the momentum. And you don't have that dynamic guy that can go get the ball. So you almost wonder, was he worth the money to do that?
Well, so again, we're not looking for the downer here, but A.J. Brown right now, 659 yards receiving on the season. Okay? The Titans' entire wide receiving core, 658. A.J.'s beating them by 1 yard alone.
One dude. Yeah.
In your town of Philly.
Yes. Yeah, Philadelphia Eagles. Undefeated, by the way.
How about the Phillies, by the way?
What's the score? Anybody know the score of the game?
Tonight.
Have they
even? I don't think they've started yet.
7.
It would be on. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I meant to bring my hat too. I got to get my lucky. Listen. For about 5 years, I left it in the collecting dust because they sucked. I'm a fair weather fan now. I just knock off the dust, throw it on, and hope they can bring home the World Series.
Hit us up with your
thoughts. It's been
thoughts.
postponed till tomorrow due to rain.
Oh, did it really?
Oh,
yeah.
really? It's rain.
Oh, thank you,
wow.
Suit.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Appreciate
welcome.
that.
Chase McCabe chiming in.
How we doing?
Has that been out for a while?
You should be a part of the show.
Oh,
it just came out.
Okay.
Hey, anytime.
Man, and we can use him like the bear that they do on College Game Day.
Yeah, he's more
Chase.
accurate though.
I could be the bear. That could be fun.
The bear actually, he was on one this today. I mean, last week he was on the show. He was talking about the North Carolina offensive line and just really bashed those kids. I was like, wow, like it was painful. Like, and he doubled down on it too. No, you can be our bear. What's your nickname?
The Suit. Because he's in charge.
Okay, Suit. Give me your top 5 candy bars of Halloween.
Oh.
Or candies. Let's say that.
Let's go.
Candies.
Come on, right now.
Reese's #1. There's no argument.
Okay.
I
don't disagree with you. You like it frozen?
I do like it frozen.
Yeah, they're good frozen.
I do like it frozen. That's good.
That's a good
choice. Regular M&M's #2.
See,
I know.
M&M family, we're solid. We're good.
We're in the
good.
family.
All right, you're good.
Snickers would probably be #3. Twizzlers, not regular licorice, but like
the
actual
bites. The bites.
Yeah.
The
bites
right,
are just the normal strawberry, cherry, whatever it is. I loved those, like the soft ones. And then, you know what? I'll keep it Nashville with a Goo Goo.
A Goo Goo.
Goo Goo cluster.
We got any Goo Goo cluster fans out there? Nah. Somebody find that. So, see Wiz, write down your top 5. We'll list it off. We'll name it off in about a few minutes. All right. Thank you.
The pressure's on.
Pressure is on.
Where do you come down on Jolly Ranchers?
Oh, man. You know what?
In college, all the girls would put Jolly Ranchers in Zimas.
Jolly Ranchers.
That's how old I am.
I'll tell you this, though. A new candy that will knock your socks off. That's no question. I think it's the Bitcoin. It's the Bitcoin.
What are your players
candy.
eating? Tell me.
High chews. Exactly. High chews.
Is that like a
Any
Starburst?
flavor.
Starburst?
It's better than the Starburst. You can go to any airport and pick the high chews up. Grape, mango, strawberry. What else they have? Pineapple.
I have seen it. It looks like a now and later.
But it's chewy. It's flavorful. You cannot just have one. You will suck down a pack in like 2 seconds. That's the go-to on our floor, the 3rd floor at Henkel Hall.
It's the Eddie George Show, presented by the Low T Center and Zander Insurance. TSU with 2 home games left this Saturday against SEMO, coming up at 5 o'clock. Pregame at 4:30 on 94.9 The Fan. Greg Pogue, Chris Sanders, They got it locked down for you. Greg Pogue, by the way, I found out today, in season number 11 as the voice of the Tigers.
Goes
there you go,
by fast.
Pokester.
Goes by fast.
Get it, and then, by the way, back-to-back home games. November 12th, home game and senior day against UT Martin.
Yes, big day.
And you were mentioning last week you want more of the homecoming feel for your home games.
Yes, that would. I mean, we're still, in spite of last week, we still have a chance to have a share of the OVC championship because we play the top two teams, SEMO this week and UT Martin the following week, and we're going to need, everybody to come out. Just if you're a Tennessee State fan or not, come fill the stands, come support us. We need a home field advantage. Nissan Stadium should be rocking. This will be the first time we'll have a chance to have a share of the OVC championship since 1999-2000. That was my Super Bowl year. And that's a big deal. It'll be a good deal for our kids. I think we see it. And let me speak on last week. Not a good win at all across the board. Outcoached. We were outplayed. We shot ourselves in the foot on numerous occasions. We jump off sides. We had 3 jump off sides penalties in the first drive and a block kick for a field goal. So we're seeing the execution is there, but then it's the pre- and post-snap penalties that hurt us. 13 penalties on the day. Only 2 of those penalties were within the play. So the other 11 were pre-snap or post-snap, whether it's hitting somebody after the play, a personal foul, jumping off sides. So it was a self-sabotaging behavior that we're learning to grow from. And, like I said last week, Murray State had 0 wins. We're winless on the year. But when you flip on the tape, they're playing hard.
You warned me.
And it was only a matter of time before something was going to go their way. They're in games, and they had the firepower to get it done. They found a way to beat us. They executed more plays than we did. And unfortunately, that's another lesson that we have to learn. It hurts because, that's a game that we felt like we could have won and that we should have won, but we just didn't get the job done.
And you went through some trials early in the season.
Yes.
You come out of that with a 3-game win
Yes.
streak, and you have last week happen, but now you have back-to-back home games to where you still have everything in front of you. Going back to what you just said about the share of the OVC.
Yeah, and that's the key. We talk about some of our goals, and one of those goals was to win the OVC. We still are in the conversation early November. And, again, we're playing a team in SEMO who's ranked in the top 20 in the FCS 6-2. They're coming off of a loss against EKU last week, and they have to travel up here to play against us. And that team last year, they whooped our ass. I mean, that was a good ass whooping we took from SEMO last year. They ran the ball right down our throat, and that's something I'll never forget. I said, okay, that is what we need to look like. This is how you play ball in this conference. And a lot of credit goes out to their head coach, to their coaching staff. They play a great brand of football, and it's going to be for grown men only on Saturday. So I think our team understands the task at hand. If you're not up for this game, you can never be up for one because there's a lot at stake, and that's what you want. You want to play with the stakes high. You want to play with the pressure on. Now we have to step up and be that team. We have to grow into being that team and divorce ourselves from the behaviors that no longer serve us at this point in time where we are. And that's kind of where we are, So we're going to have to put our hard hat on and go to work.
The pregame speech is easy for you this week.
Oh,
just based on hearing that.
Doesn't.
You're ready to go.
Man.
It's Monday, and you're ready for Saturday.
Yes. I mean, it's hard now it's harder as a head coach to take the losses than as a player, because as a player you can physically go out and do something about it. You can take the coaching, but now you have to keep your thumb on them 24/7 and not let up, like up until the moment you kick the ball off, because you just don't know with kids. If the routine shifts just a little bit, you've got to coach them through that and keep them engaged, to keep their mindset on the task and not tweet before a game because you have an extra 20 minutes, lock in and not take it for granted. And I think you have to go through it to get to it. And that's a lesson learned that we have to get to learn from and grow from.
The football discussion, maybe the Halloween candy discussion continues
It
when we
is.
come back. It's the Eddie George Show presented by the Low T Center and by Zander Insurance. Zander gives you more options. More options means more saving for you. Free quote at ZanderInsurance.com. More from 6th and Peabody with Eddie George, the Renaissance man, on 102.5 The Game.
Hey, it's Eddie George. You know we all have crazy busy lives and don't take time to research car insurance, right? Well, you don't have to. Zander Insurance does all the work for you. Their system shops over 15 top companies to find you the best rates, and they keep shopping every year. Their clients have saved an average of $600. That's why I'm a client. Zander gives me more options. More options means more savings. Get free quotes at ZanderInsurance.com or call 800-356-1780.
Black Friday deals are here earlier than ever at Electronic Express. Come into our convenient locations for great deals on all of your favorite brands like Samsung, GE, Microsoft, Cuisinart, and more. Electronic Express has huge savings in every department: computers, appliances, 4K TVs, housewares, furniture, mattresses, and more. Save up to 40% with up to 36 months free financing. Shop in-store or online at electronicexpress.com and get free express delivery on most items. Electronic Express. We make it happen.
Hey, it's Hutton. Interest rates are rising, but not at Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. Replace your old unit fast before new regulations increase prices up to 20%. Get a new unit today at today's price and receive up to $1,500 off, or get 18 months of no payments, so the first payment is not until spring of 2024. At Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, all new systems come with a 10-year parts and labor warranty. Schedule your appointment now at springhillac.com. That's springhillac.com.
When joint pains cause you to sit out on everyday activities, it's time to make an appointment with Dr. Matthew Beal at Houston Clinic Orthopedics. Dr. Beal can diagnose your problem and treat the joint pain for both surgical and non-surgical matters. Board certified and fellowship trained, Dr. Beal specializes in hip, knee, joint replacement, and adult joint reconstruction. Visit tn.houston.com to learn more about Dr. Beal and to book an appointment online. Houston Clinic Orthopedics, when experience matters.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too. If you feel symptoms, even if they're mild, you should test fast. Test positive and at high risk for severe COVID-19? Then act fast with authorized oral treatments that can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms begin. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Learn about a treatment option at treatcv19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Tune in for the Tuesday edition of Robbie and Rex Road. We'll have Caroline Fitton coming on at 7 o'clock to discuss the Tennessee-Georgia matchup this weekend. Teresa Walker at 8 o'clock. And Chris Mason talking Preds at 9:30. It all gets started at 6 o'clock. Robbie and Rex Road, 102.5, 106.3, The Game.
This is the Eddie George Show on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
And it's all presented by the Low T Center and by Zander Insurance. The Eddie George Show every Monday evening at 6th and Peabody with Yeehaw Beer and Old Smoky Moonshine. We have Michelle Knezovic out here on the mic, so we have the option to take some questions from our audience this evening. That can come up in the next 5 minutes or so, and then we've got Dr. Mickey Allen joining us.
Yes, our great AD at Tennessee State doing a great job. Not just with football, but the whole footprint of Tennessee State athletics, from men's basketball, women's basketball, volleyball. He has a grand vision of where this university can be. Sold me on that vision about 2 years ago, and that's why I'm the head coach here now. I let him get up here and talk about all the great things that he sees in store for Tennessee State. Maybe some hockey, maybe some baseball, maybe – some really cool things that are developing at the university. And he works his tail off week in and week out, very supportive of all the coaches. Just a phenomenal dude. There's one thing that kind of irks me about him a little bit is that he makes some poor choices in a fraternity years ago.
Oh.
He likes to twirl a cane and, tries to be cute. But, he's a phenomenal dude, man. Phenomenal man.
We've got Dr. Mickey Allen coming up in a matter of minutes. I want to get your take on Ohio State.
Yes.
Faced some adversity against Penn State. The Nittany Lions took 21-16 lead and then 28 points in the fourth.
Listen, I played in that stadium, not at night, but during the day, and it can get on. They get on top of you. It can get ugly. And for for Ohio State to weather that storm and to rip off with 28 unanswered points, I was watching it on our way up to Murray State, and I was like, "Ooh, this is going to get interesting," because they were not able. Their defense was stout. But Ohio State, you're going to face adversity during the course of a game no matter what. If you're up, if you're down, behind, you're going to always face adversity. The marks of a great team is how you handle that adversity. And they were able to stay the course and be steady through it and then excel at the right time. So they have championship pedigree. They have that DNA now, because when you go on the road in a hostile environment and you're 3 quarters in and you're behind and all these thoughts go through your mind like, damn, what if we do lose?
This hasn't happened.
This hasn't happened yet. We're getting punched in the mouth. The things aren't going well. But when you can do that in a hostile environment like that, just speaks volumes to where this team is going. And I'm excited about how the committee is going to lay out 1 through 5.
So let's bring in Dr. Mickey Allen with us. So, Mike, I want just riff with me here. I think tomorrow night Tennessee's number 1.
I do too.
Based on resume.
Toughest schedule in the country.
Going in, it's number 1 versus number 2, and the committee knows one of the 2 teams is losing. That loser will drop to 5th or 6th, depending on if they're 1st or 2nd, I think. And then you've got, you'll have Ohio State and Michigan. They're going to play each other, so it's going to work. TCU remains unbeaten. Clemson's there. Again, it'll work itself out.
Yeah, it will.
But I think the loser of Tennessee, Georgia, if they don't make it to Athens, based on where they're ranked 1 or 2, they're going to fall. I think they have a chance to get back into the college football playoff without even going to Atlanta for the SEC championship.
I can see that. I can see. I mean, whoever loses will, I think, get in the college football playoff. Tennessee's they're a juggernaut now. They spread it around. You don't know how to prepare for them because a lot of guys touch the ball. They touch the rock. Yeah,
and they run it. A lot of people think
they
they
play
just
defense too now.
Yes, they do.
They gave up some points to Alabama, but that's Alabama. But they are a complete football team, and I just love how they approach the game. I mean,
you love the style of play.
I love the style of play.
And they can get in the trenches and bludgeon you.
Bludgeon you in the trenches, that's right. Hey, and the brand itself. I just love to see UT back in the conversation of big-time football, the orange.
Yeah, you and me both, right?
Yeah,
man.
Here's why. Even if you're a diehard hater of Tennessee, but you're a college football fan.
Yes.
You love Tennessee. If they were not winning right now, it would be Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, Clemson.
Yes.
The same teams battling for the same spot.
Year.
They're the outlier,
TSU,
and they're
an
good.
Occasional Oregon, an occasional USC, or another SEC team that,
But just this year alone, it's the same teams plus Tennessee.
Right.
TCU's there, but again, I saw the grimace. There's a
listen, I haven't seen a lot of college football because I'm coaching during the time.
They can score.
Yes, but we're talking about the Big 12. How strong are they?
I agree.
It's just they are the Heath Bar when it comes to
instead of the Reese's.
Instead of the Reese's
or the peanut M&M for Eddie George.
USC is still out there now.
Yes, and so it depends on how does the committee view Oregon and what Georgia did to them early versus what could happen at the end. Dr. Mickey Allen with us. It's the Eddie George Show. Coming up, we'll get some thoughts going into the weekend, both on SEMO, but also the NFL. The Titans are playing Sunday Night Football against the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead. And we'll get their prediction on Tennessee and Georgia. And Dr. Mickey Allen will tell us, maybe we got baseball, a little hockey. What else, Eddie? What else are we going to put him on the spot with?
We do it big at Tennessee State. Look at this
guy. We're not. Are we tossing the break, or are we?
Yeah, we're going to break.
Okay.
What do we do?
But I think just give him just a glimpse of your vision. Kind of things that are in the pipeline the next 12 months for Tennessee State. What we can expect to see from facility standpoints and big announcements. Hopefully, with maybe. hockey or baseball or just all those plans that you have where you see it going.
We got a full entree. I'll
A
speak
full
on
entree,
it. I'll
yes.
speak on it.
All right,
We'll
we're
come
coming
back.
and it's Eddie's show, so if you want to break some news here, I mean,
It's the platform.
Stay tuned. More covered with the Eddie George Show, 102.5 The Game.
Let's put the green flag in the air and turn him loose.
Nashville's home for NASCAR.
He's going to try to make a big move here.
It's brought to you by the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. We are your racing station.
ESPN
102.5 and 106.3 The Game. And the Game Nashville app.
From the Fox 17 News Code Red Weather Center.
Slowly clearing out as we head through the overnight hours. Temperatures will drop back into the low 50s. Looking at sunshine for the day on Tuesday. Temperatures climbing back to the low 70s. For Fox 17, I'm Chief Meteorologist Katie Morgan.
This weather report brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Looking for a big diamond? Genesis Diamonds introduces our Elite Collection, all new for this year. These are large, rare diamonds in the top 1% of the world. 3 carat, 4 carat, 5 carat, up to 10 carat precious diamonds for the most discriminating buyers who appreciate quality. Genesis owners travel worldwide, tapping a vast network of diamond cutters, carefully hand-selecting each of these remarkable diamonds. We invite you to view this premium collection of GIA-certified diamonds, rounds, cushion cuts, emerald cuts, even fancy colored diamonds in size and quality never before seen here. And to showcase these exquisite stones, only Genesis has the finest handcrafted rings from all the world-class designers. If 2020 is the year you're upgrading her original diamond, or you just want to go big for the first time, no need to travel to New York or Los Angeles or Antwerp. Genesis Diamonds' elite collection of large precious diamonds is here in Nashville. Genesis Diamonds and luxury pre-owned Rolexes, Green Hills and Cool Springs.
OrderGreen.com. You know them by now. They're my only choice for high-quality THC and CBD products, and they're delivered right to my doorstep. Hey, folks, Joe Rexrode here. Yes, you heard that right. OrderGreen.com will send cannabis products right to you with discreet same-day shipping. OrderGreen.com has been great for me. Just what I need during this busy time of year. Takes the edge off physically, mentally. Terrific products, and if you use promo code Joe20, you're going to get 20% off your first purchase at OrderGreen.com. Do you have a subscription to OrderGreen.com? It'd be a lot cooler if you did. You won't be able to tell if you're in Colorado or Tennessee. Trust me, that's OrderGreen.com.
Hey, it's Hutton. Guys, do you need an annual health exam? I recommend going to Low T Center to get your complete health assessment. They will check all of your levels, not just your T level. In most cases, it's completely covered by your health insurance. And if you don't have insurance, it's less than $100 for a full lab panel and an office visit with their medical provider to give you a complete health assessment. Low T Center specializes in men's health, making it quick and easy, even verifying your insurance. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book online. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
This is the Eddie George Show on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Final segment of the Eddie George Show, presented by the Low T Center and by Xander Insurance. Dr. Ricky Allen with us. It's 6th and Peabody with Yeehaw Beer and Old Smoky Moonshine. We're here every single Monday leading up to Monday Night Football. Tonight's the Bengals and the Browns. I think the Browns are sellers at the trade deadline if they lose tonight, by the way. Trade deadline's tomorrow.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. I thought I saw where Hunt is going to be on the block as well.
Yes.
Yeah. I think so too.
Tell us what's in store at TSU in the coming year, 12 months. Where are we a year from right now?
Yeah, well, my first 2 years right now, I think we've got the foundation, the pieces to grow and enhance our brand and what we're doing in athletics. And I think when you look in the next year, what I'd hope is, we've done the things from an infrastructure standpoint to really bolster our recruiting efforts. We talked about Eddie's been on the show and talked about our football operations building. That's paramount to centralize our game, our day-to-day operations with our guys. The quality is just improved. You ask them right now, nutrition's improved.
Yeah.
Apparel's improved. The way they feel, their mindset. This guy's been training them to be dominant on the field. We've had some hiccups. But at the end of the day, I think as he continues to stay around and lead them, you'll see and the byproduct will be they'll be ready to compete. They won't overlook opponents. They know the most important opponent is right in front of them, and you'll start to see them mature as football players, and it's spilling over to some of our other sports programs. Basketball, volleyball, you're starting to see all boats rise.
Yes.
And that's what we want at Tennessee State. Yeah.
You're motivated by that, too. I've told you, I feel like year to year, I can see a noticeable difference, even in a loss. I know you don't want to hear that, but, like, there's a noticeable difference based on team to team.
Yeah. Well, it's tough for me to see it because I'm in the
You're
grind.
in the middle of
I'm
it.
in the middle of it every day, and I know what this team can be. I see the potential in this team when we are hitting on all cylinders, and we're locked in, we're focused. We've got the right bodies, the right mindset. We can compete with a lot of different people. And I say that, I don't know if we'll win, but we'll come damn close to it. I think we've proven that. Now, there's another version of us where if we don't do that, we'll stink up the joint. And that's kind of where we are. We're in that teeter-totter stage of, like, who are we going to decide who we're going to be? Yeah. We have to decide that on a day-to-day, a moment-to-moment decision in terms of how you're going to operate moving forward. And, again, it goes outside the walls of our building in terms of football. It extends in the classroom and your community. And everything that you do and touch. If you're cutting corners in the classroom, you're going to cut corners on the football field.
That's a great point. Just the details.
The very details. The small things make a difference. And that,
they really do.
And I think, again, it goes back to what Mickey's talking about in terms holistically, the athletics program at Tennessee State, where we're all trying to get this in that direction. He had a come to Jesus meeting right before the season began, where he brought all the sports together and kind of gave them his thoughts on where Tennessee State is and where he wants to go. Yeah. And he was very frank and blunt about, the state of how people look at us. The perception is that Tennessee State is a school in the past. And here's how we're going to bring it forward with the proper coaching, with investing in our student athletes, nutrition, and cost of attendance and facilities and so forth. So it is a mindset that has to be embraced holistically, from education down to see the fruits of our labor.
SEMO at home this week. You've got 5 o'clock kickoff, 4:30 pregame on 94.9 The Fan for all Tigers fans. We've got roughly 5 minutes left, so I want to make sure. You've mentioned hockey and baseball a couple of times. Is there something on the horizon here?
Yeah, well, we have a great partnership with the NHL and the Preds here. Sean Henry's been great. We've communicated the need for a hockey presence in the state of Tennessee. It's a growing sport. A lot of youth at the grassroots level playing it, and we want to be the first program in the state to offer that. I think
other than a club.
Other than a club.
I know what you're saying.
First start club, 2 years, and then
a
5-year plan. We've done a feasibility in the states that 5 years we could have a Division I hockey program. There's a lot of baseball talk. Eddie's been in those discussions. That could be a reality depending on expansion. But I really want us to have a stadium, one that we can be proud of one day. We have a great partnership. Obviously, we celebrate right now with the Titans leadership, but we're talking about those. What can we do to get a stadium facility that Tennessee State could be proud of at the front corridor of our campus, in addition to our partnership with the Titans.
Yes. Right, and that would come through baseball. Am I following that?
No.
Two completely different deals,
So, okay. I thought it would be one and one. Okay.
Could it be a naming right opportunity?
Okay.
There's a lot of corporations moving through here.
Outkick Stadium.
I've got Clay. I can get that on speed dial. You know that. You do too.
But, you've been around stadium projects. It's typically a combination funded.
It takes a lot of different people.
And
sure.
Naming right. Yeah. And it takes a collaborative effort, and I think it's time.
Sure, and the Dome coming up is going to be great, but at the same time, you want a home field advantage. You want the feel of
we saw this year.
Lane was amazing.
You want the pageantry of the moment on your campus.
That was an amazing experience at the whole for the John Merritt Classic. That I'm like, God, if we can capture that in a bottle and just hold on to that and build on that energy. along with a winning product to give our fans something to be proud of
Yeah.
and grow it in the right direction. That's what we're looking for each and every single week, no matter who we're playing, whether it's SEMO, Middle Tennessee State, Ohio State. It doesn't matter. To have that type of attendance and that type of energy would be huge.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, again, 11,500 versus 22,500. The 11,500 felt bigger,
It felt
right?
bigger,
I mean, just
yes.
Based on your description.
Yes.
I look at his eyes coming out when he leaves them out.
Yeah.
And that game, he's looking around. He said, "Man, this is
it."
He had it. Yeah,
I get it.
Yep.
I get it. Hey, good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
I won't say anything else because I said too much last week and you rolled your eyes at me.
Let's
Fair
just go
enough.
take care of business.
Fair enough. I trust you.
Before we go, two things. C-Wiz.
C-Wiz.
Top
Here we go.
five.
Yep.
Top five candies. We'll get yours next, Mix.
Okay, man. Yeah.
Nick, Gummy Bears, number 1. Laffy Taffy, 2.
Okay.
Blow Pops, number 3. All right. What flavor, though? Watermelon, cherry? Cherry.
Hey, by the way, C-Wiz told me earlier, he's like, I'm watching my sugar. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Payday, number 4. And Kit Kat, 5, which I can't agree with. The Kit Kat's got to be higher than that. 5. So, Mick, what's your top 5?
All right, let's go. We're going to go Reese Cup, Kit Kat, Almond Joy.
Oh. That's a 50-50
that's
thing,
a
too.
50-50 thing there, too. That's 3. What's 4?
Butterfinger.
Butterfinger.
You're not a fan, but then peanut M&M's.
Peanut M&M's.
Got to have it in there.
The Almond Joy. Any Almond Joy fans out there? Two Almond Joy fans? That's
They've
an
cornered
acquired
the market.
taste.
They've got 50%
I
of the
can't
market.
stand Almond Joys. Are you kidding me?
You don't like coconut?
No.
You don't
Hell,
like,
that texture.
Bring
He's
it
a
on,
coconut lotion guy.
Yeah, I'll use the lotion. You gonna keep it PG.
texture.
Yeah. hey, let's stick to the script. All right, let's
start this show.
Hey, man,
Good
love
to see
you,
you
brother.
as always,
yes, sir.
man.
Mick, thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you, Mick.
That's good.
Appreciate you. Hey,
yes, sir.
We've got the Rick Stockstill Show coming up on 102.5 The Game. Big thanks to all of our presenting sponsors, Low T Center, Xander Insurance, C-Wiz for making it happen here. Join us here next week at 6th and Peabody, 6 o'clock start, live every Monday leading up to Monday Night Football. Freddie George, I'm Jonathan Hutton. Thanks to the entire crew for making it happen. Hope you'll join us next week on 102.5 The Game.
ElectronicExpress.com. We make it happen.
Hey, it's Eddie George. You know we all have crazy busy lives and don't take time to research car insurance, right? Well, you don't have to. Xander Insurance does all the work for you. Their system shops over 15 top companies to find you the best rates, and they keep shopping every year. Their clients have saved an